continues to gather strength in the Bay of Campeche, and the hurricane hunters are in it right now and showing strengthening winds at 60 miles an hour as of the 8 o'clock advisory here this morning. Gusts 65 miles an hour moving off to the east at 5. So again, Milton already packing a punch as it treks across the Gulf, pushing towards the Gulf Coast of Florida. Now, the newest cone from the Hurricane Center brings Milton to a major hurricane by Tuesday afternoon at 115 mile an hour winds and continues to strengthen to 120 mile an hour winds as it approaches the Gulf Coast of Florida. Now, you notice the cone is pretty wide, extending from Collier County all the way north of Citrus County there in the Big Bend, again, with that landfall there. And that's because there's still a lot of uncertainty where that track of Milton's going to go. Here's the latest spaghetti models, and it kind of shows you that wide spread from Lee County all the way up to Citrus County. So any of these solutions are definitely possible. But I do want to point out, if you are south of landfall, which either one of these would likely be for us here in Southwest Florida, surge will be significant. Well, now we'll start to get those surge models once we get those watches issued likely tonight or tomorrow morning. But again, it is expected to be significant, especially with a storm coming straight out of the west. Now, here's our in-house computer model showing the strengthening of Milton up to a hurricane strength by tomorrow and continuing to strengthen just north of the Yucatan and then pushing towards Florida. Now, this is as far out as our in-house model goes, the high resolution. I'm going to pick it up on the European model, and you can see there is Milton off of the Florida Peninsula and then making landfall there on Wednesday afternoon north of Fort Myers, if you believe the European model. I also want to point out there is a cold front to the north, and that's going to be interacting with Milton, and it could bring in some drier air, which is what the European model is suggesting on the back side here. And we are expecting, once Milton pulls away, that cold front to dive southward and actually dry us out and bring in some actually tranquil weather for the second half of the week. But rain chances out ahead of Milton. We're already tracking an area of low pressure today and tomorrow. That's why rain chances still 90 to 80% here the next day or two. And then watching the increasing rain chances on Tuesday, Wednesday with Milton, and then obviously pulling away Thursday, dropping those rainfall amounts. But if you're looking at rainfall between now and Thursday morning, we could easily see 4, 5, 6 inches of rain on top of what we already saw yesterday and so far this morning. This could be a very significant rain event, and that's why we do have flood watches across all of Southwest Florida. We've seen recently with just an afternoon showers and storms that we are flooding very easily. The ground is saturated right now. So what do we know? Rounds of heavy rain today and tomorrow with this 1-2 punch. Milton making landfall on Wednesday, but it's still too early to know the exact impacts. We got to see where that track ends up being. Now, again, out ahead of this, we do have an area of low pressure here today, already bringing us rounds of showers and thunderstorms out there throughout the day today. And that's also going to keep temperatures down, only peaking out in the lower 80s. So what are we expecting here today? Again, rounds of rain on and off throughout the day. You can see picks up really even into this evening for us. Overnight, maybe a little bit quieter into Monday morning, but still Monday morning, we will be tracking showers and thunderstorms out there. And again, just the next 48 hours, easily picking up 1 to 2 inches or maybe even more. That's why we are worried about that flooding concern. Now, as for today, again, watching a little cooler temperatures with all that rain around the area, and then tonight will drop into the 70s. But overall speaking, a very wet next couple days, and then obviously watching Wednesday very closely for that landfall of Milton. Now, on the backside of Milton, though, we will be looking at a lot nicer weather, drier weather, and cooler weather on the way.